Megan, this is an interesting time in the markets ahead of what's anticipated to be a September rate cut. How exactly do you think investors should be positioned ahead of that almost certainty being priced in?
Yeah, Dominic, thank you for having me. We are definitely encouraged on the market. And even though we're seeing some choppiness in certain parts, it's been a difficult period for mega cap tech. We remain very encouraged on US stocks in particular. We have an overweight to equities in our portfolio split between large cap and small cap. I think that the September rate cut is very much part of that encouraging story. But even more importantly, is what we see as an expectation for a 25 basis point rate cut at almost every meeting thereafter for at least the next year or so. And so we're really looking at a period where the Fed is going to be in a position to cut rates into a stabilizing growth environment, and that combination of lower rate plus stable or Goldilocks growth is really encouraging for U.S. equities.
A bustling room filled with anxious investors, the hum of multiple conversations centered around a single topic. What's causing this frenzy? An intriguing shift in the stock market involving AI stocks that are poised for massive growth. One company, in particular, has analysts buzzing. Before we reveal the specifics, let's touch upon the leading players making waves: Vertiv, Nvidia, and Broadcom. These tech giants have captured the attention of heavy hitters like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Why? They're paving the way for how AI will shape various industries. Get ready to dive into the details that every smart investor needs to know about these trailblazers in the AI realm. But first, if you want to keep up with Nvidia, Broadcom, and Vertiv latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
It's time for the 360 round, and we're talking Microsoft and the tech sector. For that, let's bring in our panel. Dan Ives is Managing Director of Equity Research at Wedbush Securities, and Craig Warnemont is Chief Investment Officer at Venture Visionary Partners. Craig, Dan, so good to have you both here with us. Dan, I'll start with you. Obviously, it was a beat on both the top and bottom line, but cloud revenue seems to be overshadowing the good news. I know I can always count on you for a headline in your note after results. You say Street wanted a validation moment for AI. Microsoft and Nadella just delivered it, yet shares are lower today. What are investors missing that you saw?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I think these knee-jerk reactions, just like we saw last night, it's not the right move. Because if you look at what Nadella and what Amy Hood talked about, it's the validation moment, not just for Microsoft, but the AI revolution. And that's some of the white knuckles we've seen over the last week. Everyone focused on when's monetization going to happen, acceleration of Azure starting in January. I think it's a get out the popcorn moment. It continues to be 9 p.m. in this AI party that goes to 4 a.m. And I think investors are worried that the music was going to stop, but it's not.
Vertiv is not a name you'll hear when people talk about household tech brands, but in the world of cloud service providers and AI infrastructure, they're VIPs. With 50 years under its belt, Vertiv is in a sweet spot to seize opportunities in the AI sector. Think of Vertiv as the silent but powerful engine driving the AI revolution. They offer end-to-end solutions for data centers, including sleek liquid cooling technologies and robust power management products. The kicker? These integrated solutions are vital for cloud service providers who are rapidly building AI data centers. Recent numbers back up Vertiv's prowess. Their Q2 results showed a 57% organic order growth and a 14% spike in organic net sales. Falling stock prices over the past 3 months might look like a red flag, but it's actually a golden opportunity. With adjusted operating margins hitting 19.6% and management raising its profit and free cash flow guidance for 2024, Vertiv offers a compelling case for investors. Trading at 31 times EPS considering the lower end of the given guidance, it's clear that Vertiv isn't just holding its ground, it's sprinting towards a brighter future. Speaking humorously, if I were a band, Vertiv would be that crucial bassist whose amazing riffs you haven't noticed but can't do without. The golden goose of AI chips. Next up is Nvidia, often introduced as the rock star of the AI chip world, with CEO Jensen Huang declaring this shift to accelerated computing as another industrial revolution. Nvidia is cementing its place in the annals of tech history. This is not just hype. Bank of America forecasts Nvidia to witness a 97% revenue growth this fiscal year, a figure that commands attention. Nvidia's Hopper and forthcoming Blackwell chips represent the crème de la crème of what AI technology can achieve today. Much of the billion-dollar investment in AI data centers finds its foundation in Nvidia's technology. Transitioning old-school data centers to AI powerhouses presents a multi-year tailwind for Nvidia. In a somewhat dramatic twist worthy of Wall Street soap operas, Nvidia's stock has pulled back from $140 to $113. With a forward non-GAAP price-to-earnings ratio of 41, it's trading below its 5-year average of 47. This undervaluation offers a juicy window for smart investments. As Nvidia bundles its Grace CPUs, Blackwell GPUs, and the NVLink ecosystem into one complete package, it's evident that Nvidia isn't just playing the game. They're dictating its rules. Nvidia is that one-star player you bet on, knowing they're bound to deliver the goods in the final quarter. So what about Broadcom? Let's find out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Investocracy.
Craig, want to get your thoughts on Microsoft's Q4 earnings. Are you walking away as optimistic as Dan?
Yeah, and typically we do agree with Dan when he's on. Always enjoy his comments. A wise commentator, maybe it was Dan, once said that pullbacks are normal, natural, and healthy occurrences in the market or a stock until you get one, and then everybody panics. So you see small pullbacks every once in a while, a little bit of profit taking. It is normal, natural, and healthy. There is a long line of Wall Street strategists that have lamented the fact they didn't own Microsoft and much of the rest of the Mag 7 over the past year. And so they should think this 10% pullback over the last 2 weeks or so is a gift. And instead, some of them are going on air saying, wait and see, and it might get worse. And is this the end of the growth stock bull market? We don't think so. We think investors should have had their high quality growth name shopping list ready. You don't have to buy it all in a day. But when you get pullbacks of 10 to over 30% in Nvidia in these high quality names, you've got to just realize that's your rare opportunities that come along from time to time to get into names you wish you would have always owned.
All right, so Dan, I heard you talking this morning about how Microsoft's results almost had you wearing black today, which would have been a huge shock, I think, to everyone. And then obviously your tone changed after the call. So what specifically was it that has you wearing flamingos today?
Yeah. So, and look, Carol, me and you have talked about this before. Like, the knee jerks, I think, are dangerous when you look at some of these numbers and some of the nervousness Craig talked about in terms of a lot of the bears, yelling, coming out of their hibernation caves. It all comes down to, is monetization happening? And there's two companies in the world that have the best perch. It's Godfather of AI, Jensen, NVIDIA, and the Dell and Redmond. And what you heard last night, that's the validation moment. Words heard around the world, heard around the street. This AI revolution, the next phase is now starting. And that's why I think a year from now, we're looking at a $4 trillion market cap in Redmond.
The unsung hero, lastly, but by no means least, is Broadcom. Often overlooked in favor of flashier brands, Broadcom has quietly claimed the runner-up spot in the AI chip market. Their long-standing relationship with Alphabet and production of tensor processing units proves their resilience and innovation. More companies like Amazon and Microsoft are moving toward custom-designed AI chips to tackle the complexities of large language models. As a leader in custom silicon, Broadcom finds itself in a lucrative position. Google's reliance on TPUs, Microsoft's Maya chips, and Amazon's Trainium and Inferentia chips all highlight Broadcom's significant role. The company is witnessing a massive surge in AI networking and custom AI chip demands, which drove their AI revenues up by a staggering 280% year-over-year to $3.1 billion in Q2 2024. With AI revenues composing 30% of its semiconductor revenues, Broadcom is expected to see AI sales quadruple by FY 2024. Given these robust financials and promising projections, Broadcom is a stock to watch. If investing in AI were a blockbuster movie, Broadcom would be that underdog hero who bolts ahead when it counts the most, making all the difference in the final act. So should you invest your money immediately in these three stocks? Let's have a conclusion. But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Dan, did it scare you a little bit? I've read your notes. Did it really scare you a little bit last week to see what happened with Alphabet and Tesla and their results?
I mean, Dom, it didn't, because if I look at the underlying AI growth in cloud, specifically from Alphabet, that's bullish. And where's Tesla going to be spending? It's going to be on incremental AI. Look, I think this is going to be a big week for tech earnings. I mean, when you look at Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, this AI revolution, I think, is just starting. And that's why I continue to look at it as a get the popcorn out moment in terms of this tech bull market. This sell-off, I view it as a bump in the road, not the end.
All right, you got the popcorn out. So which of those four that I mentioned is going to be the main event for you?
Look, I think the main event is really going to be Apple, because that, to some extent, is really what we're seeing in terms of China growth. Obviously, iPhone 16 coming out September, the AI story, what we're seeing about demand. I think that'll probably have the broadest impact on the overall market. But then you look at cloud. Amazon, Microsoft, I expect strength there, similar as we saw in Alphabet. And I think that's what really the market's focused on here, despite a white-knuckle scare last week for the bulls.
Vertiv, Nvidia, and Broadcom are spearheading the transformative wave of AI across various sectors. The current state of these stocks indicates that they're not just surviving but thriving, despite minor pullbacks that actually present buy opportunities. Vertiv's strong Q2 performance and raised guidance for 2024 illustrate its growing influence. Nvidia's unmatched chops in AI chips, coupled with its market undervaluation, make it a tower of potential. And Broadcom, with its strategic partnerships and surging AI revenues, rounds out a trio of compelling investment options. From a broader perspective, AI isn't just a buzzword. It's a megatrend expected to grow at a compounded annual rate of 42% over the next decade. Being part of this revolution can position your portfolio for significant gains. So, tell us, where do you see these stocks in the next few years? Are you as excited about their potential as we are? Join the conversation and share your thoughts. With AI stocks presenting such enticing prospects, now is the time to make informed, strategic investments. Branching into AI is not just an opportunity for profit, it's a step towards being part of tomorrow's technological advancements today. If you would like to know what companies like Nvidia, Broadcom, and Vertiv have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.